your first day in heaven. She lay her head down on her pillow and quickly drifted off to sleep. Being tired, she went to bed early that night and slept very soundly. She must have slept in. It was daylight. The sun was shining brightly when she awoke. With her eyes still closed, the light made the inside of her eyelids red. As she lay there, she felt so refreshed and attributed it to the peaceful rest she had. She felt good, like she hadn't in years. Her body felt light like a feather. When she opened her eyes, everything was blurry. She could tell that someone was in front of her, but couldn't tell who it was. She thought, my eyes need to adjust to the bright light. Then everything started to get clear, and she realized that she was not in her bedroom. Where am I? A man was sitting at her side. He had on a bright white collared shirt. She'd never seen a shirt so white. She thought to herself, I wonder if he's an angel. But she quickly dismissed the thought. With a smile on his face, he said, you're in heaven. Well, I don't feel any different. Well, I do feel different. My joints aren't bothering me this morning. You have left your mortal body, he said. But I can see myself, and I look great. I look like I've lost weight, and I don't have any age spots. I used to have a scar right there on my wrist. You don't have any scars now. My feet, they used to be crooked and turned in, and now they're straight. Your body, with all its flaws, are gone. But I can see myself, and I can feel myself. You've been given a temporary body. I'm in heaven? Yes, you are in heaven. You mean the light coming from the window isn't from the sun? It is from the Son, the Son of God. Are you an angel? I'm an angel. Now, are you ready to see heaven? Yes. Then close your eyes and come with me. He lifted her by the hand and opened the door. With her eyes still closed, tears were coming from under her eyelids. On the other side of the door, she heard sweet sounds of joy and laughter and singing. She opened her eyes to the most beautiful place she had ever seen. It's real. It's really real. It really is real. From off to her side, she hears, of course it's real. What do you think? Daddy? Mommy? Is that you? You both look so good, so young. We've been waiting for you, dear. Grandma? Oh, come here. Give me a hug. Oh, I'm glad to see you. Oh, I missed you so much. Oh. There were many other relatives and friends that welcomed her that morning. After talking with them for quite some time, she sheepishly asked, Will I get to see Jesus? They look back and forth with smiles on their faces. Should we? Let's do it. Then they snatched her up in their arms and carried her on their shoulders. Down the street they went. We're going to see Jesus. 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 As they traveled along, more people excitedly joined them. Many more friends she began to recognize. Some faces were vaguely familiar to her. She wondered where she had seen some of them. Others were party crashers, total strangers that just liked to join in on taking newcomers to see Jesus. Hey, they're taking her to see Jesus. Well, I'd like to go too. I want to see Jesus again. And they joined in with the rest. We're going to see Jesus. We're going to see Jesus. We're going to see Jesus. As they went down the street, cherubims were on both sides, moving along with them. The gathered party of excited people neared a building and turned the corner into a wide open street. As they did, she was greeted by, "Hooray!" loud cheers. All different colors of confetti and streamers fell upon her as the people welcomed her into heaven. She saw faces in the crowd and wondered, do these people know me? Laurel crowns were cast upon her by people up above. At the side of Jesus' throne, an angel speaks, "Master." Jesus nods to him. Then Jesus rises to his feet and stands waiting. Finally, the group of partiers got to the end of the street and to the entrance of a huge gate. We're going to see Jesus. We're going to see Jesus. The cherubs that were escorting them fly ahead and open the gates. They'd continue in. We're going to see Jesus. We're going to see Jesus. They get to the throne and dropped her at Jesus' feet. We're going to see Jesus. Boom. Seemed a little unusual the way they were treating her. She wasn't sure what to expect. What would Jesus be like? Slowly, she looked up. Jesus had a big smile on his face. I've been waiting for you. Welcome home. I love you so much. I love you too, Jesus. Who are all these people with you? Jesus asked. Some that she didn't recognize started to introduce themselves. A middle-aged looking man spoke. I was a little boy in your Sunday school class. When I was 5, I got saved when you told me about Jesus. There were many other people there that she had led to the Lord that she had forgotten all about or wasn't aware that they actually got saved. Now she can see them. You have done very well, Jesus said. And he had many other kind words to say to her. Then he said, with a smile on his face, "Now, go on with your family and friends and the angels and explore what I've made for you." They turned with faces beaming with joy and went out. As they made their way back outside, someone asked her, "What would you like to do now?" "I was just wondering if I could see Moses." "Well, we just happen to be at his favorite spot right now. He comes here often. If you wait around, you just may see him. Why don't we go over to this outdoor cafe and get something yummy while we wait for him? But we might miss him. Trust me, you won't miss him. He's a very popular guy. He's always surrounded by a lot of people. Now, come on." They sat down at an intricately designed round white cast iron table. The cafe was beautifully decorated with tapestries woven out of real gold. Everything was very colorful. All kinds of delicate flowers and hanging plants spotted the cafe. There was a fountain in the middle that shot up in the air and very gently misted the area. There was the sound of water trickling from a waterfall nearby. Huge rainbow trout could be seen swimming in it. Porcelain plates were on the table set with cloth napkins, shiny silver for the utensils, and real glass goblets for the cups. A waiter came. It was an angel wearing black pants, white dress shirt, black tie, and a white apron. "What can I get for you?" "What do you have?" "We have everything and then some." "Do you have a fig pie?" "Yes, we have a fig pie." "Do you have a coney hot dog?" "Yes, we have a coney hot dog." "Can I get a Dagwood triple-decker corned beef with Swiss cheese and waffle fries on the side?" "Yes, you can. Yes, you can." "Can I get a grilled banana split cake with graham cracker bits, nacho cheese, and pineapple cream cheese layers with caramel cashew sauce?" The angel looks surprised and then, with a smile, confidently says, "With Cool Whip and a cherry on top." Then everyone in the cafe began singing like a musical. "You can have anything your little heart desires. Whatever you choose, you'll be taken by surprise, 'cause this is heaven, heaven, heaven." "I think I'll just take a small vanilla cone." The angel gives it to her, shoving it in front of her face. "Here." Dun-dun. All got quiet for a moment as she licked her ice cream. Then some little songbirds came and sat in the plants around her. They were tweeting out, in heaven. There were little surprises all along the way. She listened to them finish their song of "Jesus Loves Me" as she finished her ice cream, and then they flew away. "There he is! Moses is coming!" She stood up, hoping to get to talk to Moses. She just stood there, dumbfounded. She was speechless. She wanted to talk, but couldn't get anything to come out of her mouth. She just stood there, staring at him, with her mouth wide open. Moses was busy talking to those who followed him up to the gate. When he got to where she was, he suddenly stopped and stared at her, then started laughing. As he looked at the other people, she started laughing too. Then, "I'm sorry, I'm Moses." She sheepishly took a deep swallow. "I've always wanted to meet you, sir. They told me you come here often. Why is that?" "Because this building is what I saw when I was on earth. The pattern of it was what was used to make the tabernacle in the wilderness. That's why it is so special to me." "Well, that is very interesting, sir. Thank you for telling me that. I hope to see you again soon." "Well, come by here and you will. Bye for now. Goodbye, Moses. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye, goodbye." She turned and looked up. Another man was coming. He had 2 big animals on leashes. "It's Daniel," someone shouted. "He has his pet lions with him." As they got closer, she could hear their roar, roar. They came right up next to her. Daniel's lion sounded like the engine of an expensive, finely tuned sports car as they purred. "Would you like to pet them?" he asked. on her first day in heaven, she got to pet Daniel's lions. She ran her dainty little hands through their thick golden mane. They were as gentle as kitty cats. She stops petting and looks at Daniel. Thank you. You're welcome. Anytime. Anytime. Now what would you like to do? Someone asked. I would like to see one more person today that I've read about in the Bible. I would like to see David. Well, he's over there on that hillside playing with some goats on the rocks. Mountain goats were jumping from one rock to another. David was leaping along with them. She went over to him. He leaped and stopped on a rock. He looked at her with a smile. She said, "Can I play too?" "Sure, come join us." And they jumped back and forth all over that hillside all afternoon and into the evening. It was the most wonderful day of her life. Then suddenly, she was reminded that her life on earth had ended. What a thought! So unusual. She wondered if maybe she was just dreaming and was afraid she would awake and find that it was just a dream. The Reality Squad, a team of angels that ministered to newcomers, came to her and kept reassuring her that she was not crazy, nor was she dreaming, and that this was indeed real. They escorted her to her new home, a magnificent, majestic mansion. Even though time was not critical in heaven, for now days were still numbered and time was still measured. There was no night there, but it would be night now where she had lived on earth. Even though no one grew weary, they still had times of rest. She was now in her incredibly comfortable mansion and would rest as the day merged into the next. As she lay quietly on a couch piled high with the softest pillows she had ever felt, she thanked the Lord for the wonderful heaven He had provided for her. Oh, I had the most awesome time! Then her thought turned toward earth. Not because of anything she left there. There wasn't anything on earth that appealed to her now. The only thing was the people she left. A loving husband, wonderful children, and grandchildren. It did make her sad. She thought to herself, I thought that when I got to heaven there wouldn't be any sorrow. Then she heard a voice. She didn't see him, but she recognized the voice. The one she had heard earlier that day. It was Jesus. He said, "It won't be that long, and you will be with them again." His words comforted her, and she drifted off to sleep. The next morning she awoke. At first her thoughts were what she would have been busy doing on earth, but then she soon remembered, wait, I'm in heaven. She said, "Good morning, Lord. Yesterday was the most wonderful day I've ever had." He said, "You'll have many, many more days just like yesterday, and even better." Then she remembered what they had talked about the night before. Her immediate family, husband, and children were saved, and she knew she would see them again. But she had brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and cousins and friends who were not saved. Lord, what about them? Well, there isn't anything you can do for them now. All you can do now is pray. With a tear in her eye, she said, "Then, Lord, I do pray for them." She realized then that although heaven was a wonderful place, there were still problems about which she would be aware. Heaven was beautiful. She didn't have to worry about bills being paid or a roof leaking or physical ailments. She was reunited with so many family members and friends. She got to see people she had read and heard about in the Bible. But there were people on earth who needed help. There were some mixed emotions in heaven. It was worth it to be there, and there was no way of going back to earth. In the next story of our Heaven series, we will learn more about what we will see and hear and do in heaven. It is called Your First Week in Heaven. But before we finish the story tonight, there is one more account that she will see on her second day in heaven that gives us a preview, a glimpse, a peek into the next story. She went outside. Mom and Dad are still very thrilled about her arrival yesterday and met her that morning. Grandma is there too, along with other family members and some friends. They are talking when a trumpet is heard. Toot, 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 toot! What is that? She asked. Ah, another believer has just left their body and is coming. I wonder who it is. Well, I haven't heard anything about it, another replies. Well, there's not many gathered over there to greet whoever it is. There were just a few family members and a couple other people. She said, maybe we should go over to greet him. Her family didn't seem to be that interested and seemed to have other things they wanted to do. But they did say, go ahead, darling, have a good time, and we'll see you later. She joined the ones who were waiting and said hi to them. They exchanged greetings with her. When he appeared, it was a man with a bewildered look on his face, like he didn't know if he should be there in heaven or not. His small group of family members embraced him. There were 2 cherubs that joined the group and said, we will take you to see Jesus. She went along with the group. It didn't seem to be quite as exciting as it was the day before. She wondered why not. On the way to Jesus, there was no ticker tape parade like there was yesterday. It wasn't that the group was sad or anything like that. Indeed, they were very cheerful. It just didn't seem to have the zing that it did yesterday when she got there. They went in to see Jesus. Jesus stood before them as he had with her the day before. Jesus smiled and welcomed the man. However, it was just a tiny group. No one was there that he had won to the Lord. She wondered if he had won anyone at all in his lifetime. Then Jesus told him, go and enjoy the heaven that I've made for you. But he didn't seem to be as pleased with this man as he had been with her. As everyone exited the temple, she asked one of the cherubs if he knew anything about this man. The cherub took her over to a corner of the room and quietly said, that's what you would have called a carnal Christian. She left the building. At the entrance, Daniel was coming with his lions. Remembering her from yesterday, he stopped and asked, would you like to pet them? She put out her hand and lightly brushed the creatures. She liked it, but her heart wasn't in it today. How are you today? Asked Daniel. I don't know. Can I talk with you? The 2 of them went to a private room in the temple. She told him about the man she saw and what the angel told her. But Jesus didn't get mad at him, she said. Daniel explained to her, "My new friend." Jesus was kind to him because Jesus is kind to everyone. However, that man doesn't have a lot in common with Jesus. He did not try to win the lost or do anything to bring glory to God. He never was persecuted for righteousness' sake. He doesn't have as much to talk about to Jesus. That man is going to realize that he won't be able to be as close to Jesus as what he would like to be. It's a good thing heaven is for eternity, because it may take an eternity for this man to get close to the Lord. Jesus did not judge him today, but one day there will be a judgment. The judgment seat of Christ will be where Christ will hold him accountable for his wickedness and slothfulness, and before his peers he will bear the shame. He's here in heaven. Yes, he will enjoy all of heaven's glories, and in time he will grow to appreciate and to reciprocate the love that has been shown to him. It is a shame that with all there is in heaven, he is not as excited about it as you were yesterday when you came. In time he will learn and discover he didn't receive the honor that you did yesterday. He probably won't talk to any of the Bible people for a while. He'll go off and play for a while. He won't sin in heaven, but he has a lot of growing spiritually to do. Eventually he will mature, as all believers will. So now you know the truth about heaven, that even though heaven is a wonderful, wonderful place, God didn't say there would not be any sorrow in heaven. That is in eternity. Even if the Father sent Jesus today to rapture the believers, it would still be 1,007 years to eternity. So now you know the truth. When a believer dies and goes to heaven, we are not yet in the eternal age. It will be a while before that day comes. And that, my friend, is a whole different story. One that is yet to be told.